Welcome. I'd like to just welcome you all to my Manchester United save, which is going to be the final save of 2024. We're not too far away now, probably less than a month, to the release, a long-awaited release of Football Manager 2026, where we're going to see a lot of changes, and it's quite exciting to look forward to. So today we're going to be looking at working through our September fixtures, which you can just see at the top of the screen here. We've got Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Tottenham Hotspur, a Carabao Cup match against Bristol City and Chelsea. They're going to be the target for today. Whether we get through them all or not, I don't know. We'll give it a good go, but it's 5 games, so it's quite substantial. As you can see, we've played 3 games already in the league. We're currently sitting in 11th place with 4 points, with 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. So we're pretty much as inconsistent as you can get. Really, we're not showing ourselves up to be in any great shapes. But we did win in the cup against Lincoln City 7-1. So that was at least something to cheer about at the end of the last stream. So I have already set the team up. I forgot that I did this just after I finished the last stream. But so what we have as a team is pretty standard. We're going to give Henderson a going goal today, just because I feel like it. Mazraoui, Delict, Maguire, and Dorgu are my centre backs. Maguire is getting a good run in the side at the moment, which is something good. Gatti as the ball winning midfielder, Casemiro as a deep lying playmaker. We did sort of bring that role in to facilitate Bruno Fernandes playing deeper for, I think it was a friendly. But we have eventually stuck with that. I did consider playing Fernandes as an attacking playmaker, which is a role that he would like. But I also want him as this attacking midfielder to be bursting into the box and helping Sesko one way or another. Just to basically give him that help. We've got Cunha, we're trying to keep him a little bit wide, and Dorgu is going to be aiming to run in just to the left. And Buemo is an inside forward going to be cutting in from the right. So that's basically how we've kept it at the moment for now. So let's get into this game and see whether we can restore a little bit of pride after the defeat that we had to Brighton, where we were completely outplayed. Bruno Fernandes nearly scored there. That should have been better for us. But apologies, I've just been talking to myself on mute. I don't know for how long. But I've knocked a button that muted my microphone. I am concerned with the chances that Nottingham Forest are making in this game. They do seem to be quite good chances. Here's another good one. Dorgu, what are you doing? Oh my word, this is getting a little bit silly now. So, second half, we've got to find a way of stemming how that's doing. And I'm going to start off by going a little bit cautious in the way that we play. But I'm not actually happy with the performance, even though we are winning. Nottingham Forest are looking by far the better team at the moment. They're not necessarily having a lot of possession, but they are being a bit of a nightmare on with regards to the That chat is not appearing, and I've definitely adjusted the settings so that it should appear. Sesko. Let's go. Is he onside? He's usually offside when he scores, but that will do nicely. Been hoping that Sesko could get among the goals in September because he was dry. Scored plenty of times in August, but every single one the flag went up for. So now we can be happy because he's scored that one. He's the top scoring striker that we've got, at least. Ahmad picks up the ball. Should be charging down that wing, but for some reason he's dawdling. Casemiro finds Ahmad again. This could be free. Oh, tell you what, bringing it back just that little bit has seemingly had a wonderful effect on how we're playing. Maybe the attacking is the issue with, especially playing some of these weaker teams. Perhaps we just need to allow the quality that we have on the pitch work its way out. Maybe that's what we need to do. I feel like today's stream has started off really amateurish. We've had the fact that we can't seem to get any messages on the chat. We've had a game which I've not been properly watching because of that, and somehow I managed to mute my microphone without knowing it, and so I was talking to myself for a lot of it. So it's not been the greatest. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore the fact that nobody can talk to me on chat. We're going to ignore everything else, and we're going to concentrate on what's happening here. And then when it's the end of the game, I'll just spend a couple of minutes trying to sort out the technical difficulties before we carry on. But here we go. Here's Ugarte. Long range shot. No good for us. So I suspect when we put this out as a video, there won't be a lot of it shown. So straight from the keeper. Nottingham Forest are bringing it forward. Dorgu has now won it back with the help of Ahmad. Ahmad picks up the ball on the wing, turns away from goal. Ugarte finds Mbuemo. Oh, that was a good shot. That could have quite easily nestled in the top corner. Mbuemo not really pulled up any trees himself as it stands, but certainly not been the worst player in the team. He's having a good game today anyway. And with Cunha injured, I think we're going to need players like him to step up. So with 10 minutes to go, Sesko wins a header from a free kick. We're going to just make a few changes. We've got some tired legs out there. Casemiro off the thread. Mbuemo can have a rest, and Shea Lacey can come on. Martinez, it's not really needed actually. So I would say that we could bring Dallo on for Mazraoui. Diallo's looking tired, even though he's been on. Let's see who we've got. I think we leave it at that. There are a few more tired people, but I just need it in case we get another injury in the last few minutes. We don't want to be playing with 10 men. So we're already near the end of the game with Fred and Maguire. Maguire showing his wonderful dribbling skills, going absolutely nowhere. It's like a tugboat. Nottingham Forest producing another reasonably dangerous attack here. Henderson has done well. You know, he's had a bit to think about today. They've created a good number of chances, especially in the first half. We do seem to have seen them off. There's Sesko again. What did I say about that? Defensive headers. Somehow they have managed to miss again. I think Henderson has saved it. That is incredible. Sesko offside. Never heard him say that before. So the final whistle's gone. Manchester United 2, Nottingham Forest 0. I think we can be very happy with that scoreline. The shots 19-10. Possession 57-47. It was a little bit better than that. We want to be aiming around about the 60%, so that's not too bad. We're getting there with that. I'm reasonably happy with that. But in the first half, we were giving away way too many chances, and we probably got to be thankful for the keeper for the clean sheet. And I think he's done enough to earn himself another game in goal. To be fair, I think he's done really well. So how are we gonna cope with this? So we've got a couple of young lads who could come in. I'll put him there for now, but Amad Diallo is clearly going to be one of them. Acuna is actually back to playing condition, but we're not going to risk him. I'd rather have Mount on the bench as a potential to come on. But it's whether we go with... well, we're not going to go with Mayer, surely. Have we got somebody else? Ethan Williams is a possibility. So if we take Lacey off and swap Mayer for Ethan Williams, I think that's the way to go. It's not ideal. Williams is not the guy who I'd be purposely picking, but injuries have dictated that this is the case. We said we'd give Henderson another go. Mazraoui is also injured. I nearly forgot about Mazraoui, so he's not fully fit. We'll give Dallo his first start. I'm sure he'll be fine. Let's go and see how we get on against Sunderland. Sunderland fresh from the 9-0 defeat to Liverpool. They won't be wanting another stuffing like that is for sure. So I am going to switch to balanced at the start. Deliberately done it as the game starts because I forgot to change it beforehand. Just wanted to see if we brought it back a little bit in the early parts of the game, whether that would help us to exert control on the match. And we'll start edging it forward as we move into the game. So I will try and be a little bit more focused on this game. Hopefully, we'll be able to see and commentate on all the goals rather than me trying to deal with the technical errors that I'd got on the stream at the start. So Bruno Fernandes crosses in the ball. Maguire couldn't get to it. Ethan Williams has picked up the ball and crossed it. Sesko. You know, he never seems to be able to get the direction on these headers. He's always just that little bit above them. Ugarte. Dallo. Ugarte and Delit and Dallo. Nice little passing amongst themselves. Dallo turns, plays a beautiful ball to Ahmad. Ahmad has slotted it in. I was waiting for the cross, but he hasn't. He's just shown the shape and threaded it into the far post. And that is a beautiful goal. What a ball from Diogo Dallo. Look at that. Beautifully weighted. Ahmad took it really well and finished beautifully. Very happy with that one. 17 minutes in, 1-0. So Sunderland looking to bring themselves back into it, but they've lost the ball. Dorgu brings the ball forward. A lovely cross ball to Diogo. I said Diogo Dallo, but it was Amad Diallo. That's going to get confusing with those two on the same side. Not quite the finish of the first shot, but at least it is creating chances. Good positional play. So now we defend a corner. Of course, it's Sesko who heads it out. He literally wins every single defensive corner. I was about to say, then we'll just let them walk it into the net, but it turns out there was a foul. So we're okay. No stress. Well, Amad Diallo has scored a ridiculous free kick. I wasn't even expecting him to be taking the free kick, to be honest, but we're not going to complain. I think that may have taken a deflection, but we'll just have a look now. Here's the replay. Yes, so it very definitely hit the defender and sort of stunted the ball's progress a little bit, but it was still directed enough that it was able to go past the somewhat flailing keeper. And I mean, he's had 11 goals going in a game and a half, so he's not the greatest of keepers, I would dare to suggest. Ugarte. Amad already on a hat trick. Amad again picks up the ball. Has been tackled. I thought it might be a penalty. Then Sesko again over. He's going to be a central defender by the end of this save. I'm telling you. So, instructions for the second half. Do we change anything? I think we need to run at this defence to give him a little bit more to think about. So press OK now, because they're going to have to start pressing forward as well. They can't just sit back and let another team roll them over. So we're doing okay. We could be doing better. Liverpool are twice as good as us. They were 4-0 up at this point. So that's what we've got to aim for, is that. As the defenders play it around. Now, if you remember, in our instructions, we do not have play out of attack on. Play out of defence, should I say. So, O'Neill, Patterson, and Ballard. Sunderland are bringing it forward, looking for a little bit of positivity in their season because they got absolutely trounced last week. They've given the ball away to Amad Diallo here. Sesko had to check his run, and clearly conceded a foul, but they didn't give it because Bruno Fernandes was clean through, but somehow he managed to miss it. So Fernandes is G'ing up the crowd. And I mean, Williams has not been particularly in this game, but he's not had a horrendous game, the young lad. So that is something we can be thankful for. With Mateus Cunha's injury and Mbuemo's injury, it could have gone so much worse. Fernandes with the corner. So far post, Sesko over the... I mean, he needs to learn how to head it down, because it is just getting a little bit silly now. Every single corner, every single cross, he's winning, but heading it in the wrong direction. Diogo Dallo wins it back in the defensive position. Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes flicks it on. Now they've got to win it back. Come on, Bruno. We've got high pressing on. Get that ball back. Here comes the cross to Lick. And wow, Henderson. I mean, since Henderson's come in, we haven't conceded a goal, and he's been absolutely fantastic. I think Lamens, however you say his name, may be struggling to get back into the team at the moment. A free kick in a dangerous area. Bruno Fernandes finds Williams. Maybe one of his last inclusions in the game, because I am thinking of giving one of the other young guys a go. Amad Diallo's threat seems to have gone a little quiet as well. Not that I'm going to take him off. We're not going to make a change while there's a highlight on, because that always results in a goal against. So we'll let this highlight play out, and then we'll make a change. Amad, Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro's one looking likely to come off as well. We'll just pause it so that we can get the substitution in. So Casemiro is tired. Fred comes on. Sesko's been annoying me today and is tired, so he's coming off as well. Ethan Williams. Yeah, we'll give Mason Mount a run out. Amad Diallo is staying on, so we'll not worry too much about that. And I think that maybe all we're going to do at this stage. We're 2-0 up. A corner Williams takes. Will be one of his last actions. Off he goes. Mason Mount comes on. And I'm hoping that Mount can actually get a few minutes under his belt and possibly get an opportunity and take it. That would be really nice. Or at least get an assist. Amad Diallo, definitely the man of the match. Bruno Fernandes from distance has hit the post. And I've just got a feeling that we haven't actually done very well in terms of possession here. So, if you look at it, Bruno Fernandes is a little bit knackered. He has played a lot of football. So, we will give him a rest. And Xerxes can play in that position. So, we'll let him come and play. I was going to give Mayo a run out, but I don't want to weaken the team too much. Amad Diallo has been sensational and does deserve a bit of a rest, but I'm sure he'd also like a hat-trick. And somehow, Henderson's goal is living a charmed life all of a sudden. That was an open goal, really. It should have been 2-1. And here they come again. I think we need to start looking at defending a little bit, because this could get a bit squeaky bum if they score and they've hit the crossbar now. But he was offside anyway. That is something. So we'll just drop it defensive with 5 minutes to go. We've done everything we need to do in the game. Chido Obi. Go on, Obi. I mean, he's had a few appearances this season. He's done pretty well, the 16-year-old. He even scored in the Lincoln game, so he's off the mark in terms of goals as well. I wasn't really intending. I thought Xerxes would be sort of like my first choice for putting on. And certainly, if I needed to take Sesko off in a big game and it was close, I think Xerxes would be the one I'd put on. But because we were 2-0 up here, I decided to put Obi on ahead of Xerxes. But we do run that risk of Xerxes getting a little bit fed up of not playing games. So we have got to be aware of that, really. As Sunderland are getting chances, that was again from long distance and nowhere near. So we haven't got to worry too much about that. But back they come again after a poor kick out from Henderson. Though while they're up in this area of the pitch, we're not too worried. It's when they get back to here. And they need to press. They need to get to him and close him down. Again, it's a terrible shot. It has taken a deflection. I'll let him off. So Traore with the corner. Henderson getting in the way of Sesko. That's the first time that it's not been Sesko who's cleared the ball from a corner. Of course, Sesko's not on, so he wasn't getting in the way of Sesko. I forgot. Henderson took charge either way. Another clean sheet. But look at that, 11 shots. They really came back at us in the second half. They had better possession, but we came away with the win. That is the important bit. But I would actually say that was not as good so I'm certainly not going to use the recommended that we've blown them away at 2-0. So I would be tempted to do that, but I think I will upset them. So I'll just say well done, good win. So Sesko and Fernandes are creating a good understanding, which is excellent. I'm going to put Malacia in place of Ted and Mengi there, just because he may need to build up some fitness soon. Kobe Mainoo's nearly back at fitness, and Buemo is too, and Cunha. I'm going to give Maya a chance today, ahead of Williams, just so that they've both had a bit of a run out. They're not players who would normally get in to the side, but Maya is going to be taking on the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. So we'll go with the recommended. You're doing well. Oh my word! I've just seen who's still playing for Tottenham. That's a guaranteed hat trick. So Henderson again comes and claims a ball from a corner. Sesko must be having a break. Ahmad's up there. Didn't win the header, but made a nuisance of himself, which is all you can ask from the little winger. Dorgu plays it to Harry Maguire, who finds Casemiro, who finds Meyer. Meyer picks up the ball again from Ugarte. Delict. Dallo provided the goal that set us on the way in the last match and should have been the goal in this match too. They have got a corner. It must have been deflected, but Sesko had a real good chance there. So what's going on here? Something's happened. It's a free kick. Thought for a minute we might have been given a penalty. That would have helped us out. Sarr. Mwani. Sarr, that is fantastic play. They probably should have scored, but we'll take the corner and Benjamin Sesko will come and give an imperious header to clear it. Oh, they've gone and spoiled all that by not crossing it in. And Carrasco was offside. That was pathetic, Tottenham. What are you doing? Bruno Fernandes. Not the greatest of crosses, which means that this could well be a Tottenham attack. That surely wasn't the highlight. Pedro Porro. Romero. Looking like a slow build-up at the moment. Polina. Mwani outside. Harry Kane. Coming somewhat deep. He's deeper than his midfield, but now he's made a good run into a good position there. And this ball's going to come towards him now. Maybe now. Well, they're not using Harry Kane at the moment. They've hit the post. My goodness, that was close. Sesko got a tackle in there, but it's still danger times. Henderson picks up the ball, and we are not coping here. Let's switch it back to balanced and see if we can just get a bit of a foothold in this game. It's a good cross to the far post. Meyer was not really ever going to win that. Dallo. Meyer again. Fairness to the lad, he was around for 2 chances. A good opportunity there for Tottenham. So Tottenham bring it forward again. Ismail Sarr has looked dangerous all game. Good ball out to Kudas. Kudas, Carrasco. Sarr again. Hits the post again. That is twice Sarr has done that. I mean, we are in trouble here. We are not in the game. Casemiro. Meyer. The only one creating chances for us at the moment is Meyer. He's had 3 shots, 1 blocked, 1 wide, and 1 was a header that he lost out to the defender, which you could expect. Bruno Fernandes. These corners are not finding the mark. they've got another corner and another chance. If we can sneak a goal here, that will be daylight robbery in this game. So poor. Well done, Mayor. He did well there. So we've got to change something, and I don't really know what it's going to be. I'm going to drop Bruno Fernandes back. I'm going to slow the game down a little bit and play much shorter, dribble less. We've got to start hanging on to the ball. I don't know if that's the best way to go or whether we should be going more counter-attacking, because they clearly have the edge on us at the moment, but Carrasco. I think they've hit the woodwork so many times in this game. At least 3. And we've had 6 shots each, but most of ours have not been anything like as good an opportunity as theirs. They're dominating possession. I think we need to just evaluate their tactics, really. So they're in a similar formation to us, except we're slightly more defensive. I think that we need to be distributing to the wingers, is what I'm going to say. They're one-on-one with the... so where do we need to go? It's there, isn't it? Yeah, so distribute to flanks. And if we can, distribute quickly. Let's go with that. I'm not happy with how we're playing. So shooting's not been good enough. Is not what I would say is the problem here. So I'm just going to say, in general, I'm far from pleased. We need to be holding on to that ball a little bit better than what we actually are. There may be a call to bring one of the guys into an anchorman role and just try and police outside of the area a little bit better. So, again, it seems to be Tottenham who are looking likely. Mayer, Sesko wins a header. Dallo, can we turn this into our attack? We've slowed the pace down. It seems to have quelled a lot of their attacks. If we could sneak a goal now, that would just really make it a positive. I still fancy Tottenham to get the win here. I think they have looked much more dangerous than us. And to be fair, they're really unlucky that it's 0-0. They've hit the post twice, the crossbar, and possibly even the crossbar again. There was a highlight which I had just turned away from. Getting a bit distracted with things going on in my house. But Casemiro plays the ball forward. Mayer, I don't think he was offside. Sesko slots it in, but the refs put his flag up. He was not offside. He was not offside. I'm not having it. He was offside. What a git. Oh, come on. Oh, he's keeping him on. I'm not having that. I think he's had a good game, though, Mayer, to be honest. That would have been an icing on the cake to get that assist. And then another goal for Sesko ruled off for offside. But this time, at least, it wasn't his fault. So, Ugatu's looking tired, so Fred can come on. Where's he gone? And Mason Mount can come on for Mayer. I'm going to try something a little bit crazy here and go to just one, but I'm going to try Fred, as he's not best in that position. Maybe Casemiro, can you do the anchorman better? Yeah, so we'll have Casemiro as the anchor man and try and push Bruno Fernandes forward a little bit more. Just trying to get something off the go here now. And there was just one more thing I wanted to look at. We've already got counter on. So how about passing to space? We have some fast players on, so that's a possibility. But Mason Mount coming on for Mayer. Can he make the difference? The answer is no, because within a couple of minutes of being on, he's managed to get himself injured. And this is going to cause us a problem. So Xerxes is going up alongside him, and we're going to a diamond. Shoot on sight. And all of a sudden, that has spoiled our... We could have put Williams up, but to be honest, I wanted to be getting some of our better players on. And Xerxes is definitely better than Williams. So we're going to be narrow now. That's the way it's got to be. As De Ligt picks up Fernandes. Maguire. Fred. Dorgu. Good passing. Sesko. Dorgu. Good cross from Dorgu. Xerxes wins the header. Oh, Sesko's got no desire to get on the end of that. That would have been a brilliant goal. Dorgu probably shouldn't be playing as an inverted fullback now. And we've got another injury. It's Casemiro. Now we really are scraping the barrel. So Martinez is going to have to play as an anchorman for 7 minutes. Diogo Dalot takes the throw in to De Ligt. Harry Maguire. Thought he was going to lose it then. That would not have helped my blood pressure. Dorgu. Ahmad. Last chance saloon, or is it just the end of the game highlight? I think this is the end of the game highlight. We're going to get a 0-0 draw against Tottenham, which, to be fair, considering how the game's gone, considering the injuries we've picked up, the players who weren't available, I would say that 0-0 is not the worst result in the world. Maybe will take us out of the top 4 again, which is a bit frustrating. It is a home game. I would have preferred to win the home games, but they could have easily won that. So we've got to be thankful for what we've got. So Mason Mount's injury is 6 weeks, so we're not going to see much of him, I don't think, this season. He's going to be one of these who's in and out of the side injured, which is a shame because he's got such good potential as a player, but injuries are just destroying that. So the next game, we're going to be able to rest a few players. That's going to be a good opportunity to see some of the other guys who we don't have to get to see. And then it's another big game, Chelsea. The games are coming thick and fast. So it's a big shuffle round. Try and keep everybody fit. It's a cup competition that if we lost it, it's not the end of the world. I've tried some reverse psychology with them. Clearly favourites, but we've just said that there's no pressure on them today. A lot of young players in the side, or players who are just on the fringe. Malacia coming back from injury. You got Ethan Williams, who's a young player. Lacey chasing this ball, but he didn't have the speed of his opponent there. So we are in attacking. We may have to rein it in a little bit if we survive this. Maya. I think he had a good game against Tottenham, all things considered. Williams has been found brilliantly. Squares it towards Xerxes. I'll just drop it back to positive for now. Maybe we need to start unbalanced and bring it forward rather than the other way. We always seem to be struggling a little bit. So here we go with Martinez, Fred and Malacia and Williams. Some good passing. Good quick passing. And Ethan Williams, I thought he'd scored then. O'Leary must have got a hand to it. Williams with the corner. Crossed it in. Mazraoui. Ugarte. So Bristol City now on the attack with a throw-in a dangerous position. Knight. Will he cross the ball? Will he shoot? He's squared it to Neto Borges. Mayo with a good tackle. Good tackle there. Playing as an inside forward, acting like a right back. Niam. Vina. I mean, these are funny names, but Mayer. Xerxes. Oh, my word. He should have scored. He was offside anyway. But I mean, you've got to say it's 0-0 heading to half time. Bristol City are probably slightly the better team. So you've got to imagine there's a bit of a grilling coming at half time for these guys if they don't pull something out of the hat soon. Niam with the effort. And that's half time. So second half, it's all guns blazing. Tactics, we're going to just bring back the pace again a little bit and go slightly more direct. This is really about getting a bit of pace into this, but from a different angle rather than trying to do quick passes and that. Get the ball over the top and see if we can ruffle their feathers a little bit that way. We're not going to make any substitutes yet, but we will bear in mind that Ugarte, actually. Do I take Ugarte off? Put Bruno on? Yeah, I think we will. So I'll put Bruno as a deep line playmaker as well. Mayer's looking tired, it has to be said. Let's give him Buemo a go. So technically, we've massively increased the quality of our team as well. Didn't intend to do it that early for Mbuemo, but with Mayer looking tired, that was the substitution we really had to make. So early in the second half, we pick up a throw. We're going to be playing a little bit more direct now. So let's see how that works out for us. Lacey picks up the ball, loses the ball, and Williams gives the ball away. And we could be countered here. Fred does well, does his job as the ball winning midfielder. Heaven. Been pretty quiet, but that's a good thing for a defender. And Buemo. What a finish that is. Absolute gorgeous finish. He's been on the pitch for about a minute, and Buemo has put us in the lead. Hopefully that will be the encouragement that the team need. It was a super ball from Fred. And a lovely little chipped shot, clipped the crossbar, and 1-0 to Manchester United. So Bristol City will be looking to come out of the blocks here and try and get straight back in, to parity with Manchester United. Layman's has they've won the ball back, United, with Lacey trying to run into the box. He's lost the ball. Where's that going? They've picked out a winger. Marmetti brings the ball forward. They've got men over on this side. They've gone for the shot. Layman's handles pretty well. So it's amazing that I'm actually struggling to know who is my best keeper when I thought we had a clear choice in Layman's. He looks good, but even then I was like, it's not good enough. That must have been offside. Yes, it was. I thought Layman's was definitely going to be the best. Sykes takes another shot, another great save from Layman's. But Henderson has been brilliant as well. So it's a little bit difficult of a choice to make here. Who will be the goalkeeper against Chelsea? At the moment, I think Henderson, but I'm not 100% settled on that yet. Although I might be now. That is infuriating. 1-1. And I think there's going to be a shout coming here. Demand more. We cannot be doing this against Bristol City. We're ticking to the hour mark. I think it's time to make a couple of changes. So Sesko comes on for pretty depressing performance there from Xerxes. Very disappointed with him. I'm going to take Fred off, put Heaven in a defensive midfield role. Fred's had a good game, don't get me wrong. He's not getting subbed off because he was poor. Have we got anybody else? Mazraoui's not played very well. Diogo Dallo can come on for Mazraoui. We're going to keep the very attacking mentality. So there we go. A fantastic goal, which I nearly missed because of my dog barking. Malacia picked up the ball, squared it to the young lad Lacey, and he scores the goal. Bristol City are straight down the other end, creating havoc, and we are surviving by the skin of our teeth at the moment. We'll try and drop it back to balanced. It may be too late because of the highlight, which would mean that this is going in the back of the net. Marmetti. Will he get the cross in? No, he's come out. I mean, look at this. They're playing us off the park at the moment. It's really frustrating. We've got to break up their play better. Oh, we've given away a penalty. So we're going back to very attacking. Oh, no, we saved it quick. Get back to balanced. Right, so tactics. We need to get control of this game now. So Williams can drop back. Lacey can go to there and then Buemo to there. And how are we going to do this now? So actually, I'm going to go with that. Drop Heaven back again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't make any changes. That's a bit of a problem. So Williams will have to be a defensive midfielder, even though he can't really play there. So it's ridiculous going 5 at the back, 2 defensive midfielders against Bristol City. But they're just playing so much better than us. Now, the changes will have taken effect now. It's up to our players to be able to make this work for the rest of the game. We're on a balanced mentality, but the formation is a very defensive one. While they're up this end of the pitch, I'm not too worried, but well, I do not believe that. What have we seen there? Very attacking we go again. How on earth have we managed to do that? Oh, it's been disallowed. He was offside. And I've gone very attacking. That is not good. We're going defensive for the last 5 minutes. I so often miss these offsides. Happened in a game in pre-season. I thought winning 3-0 and we scored a 4th goal, and then about, I don't know, 50 minutes later I realised it was only 3-0, not 4-0. And it was actually the 3rd goal, not the 4th, that was disallowed. And I just never picked up on it. Sesko cannot cross the ball. And we've got a corner. Hopefully this will see out most of the time. Atkinson wins a header out. Lacey. And Buemo's probably offside there, yep. I thought as much. Bristol City should have won this game. They were miles better than us. Good tackle, Malacia. And that's it. Game over. Somehow we have scraped a win there, but that is not a game. So they're getting a bit of a roasting for that. I'm not going to make them go to training because I want the day off, but it wasn't the most convincing of victories. It's got to be said. A win is a win, though. We move on to the next one. Delict and Martinez are in the side. Ugarte, Casemiro, Diallo and Buemo, Fernandez and Sesko. And that is the side that we're going with. So we've survived the highlight where we'd made a change to the mentality. And we have a corner. 8 minutes into the game. Bruno Fernandes gets the ball across. Nobody on the end of it. Dallo. It was a blocked shot. They're going to take another corner. Change of corner routine. Buemo with the in-swinger. I think Dallo was supposed to go up and head that, but he didn't even jump. So Amad Diallo as injured, and that's annoying. So Cunha's coming on, even though I wouldn't want to use him so early. But here we go. He's on. And Manchester United have used one of their subs, brought one of the guys coming back from injury in way too early than we would like. But it's a big game. And actually, if you look at the way the game's going at the moment, we've had 5 shots. They haven't had any yet. Which may be a bad omen. That we might be about to get FM'd. Is that Jared Bowen playing for Chelsea? Oh, what a save from Lemons. That's their first shot of the game. They've tested the keeper now. Hopefully we can win this corner and get it away. Bowen is causing us a few problems at the moment. I want to make a little bit of a tactical change there, just really to try and keep Bowen a little bit quieter. There he is again, finding Raheem Sterling. A little less worried about Sterling, but in the game he could be a bit of an issue for us. Chelsea have begun to turn this around now, and have had as many shots as we've had all of a sudden. So the tide has definitely swung in this game. Do we drop back to cautious, or do we try and be a bit more positive? At the moment, my inclination is cautious. Cunha's won the ball in a really dangerous position. Pulls it back to Bruno Fernandes. His shot is blocked. Oh, that was a real opportunity, that. So, I'm going to go cautious, at least till half-time, because we don't want to be blowing this good opportunity to get something away at Chelsea. I mean, that could have been such an opportunity for us. If we'd have gone in 1-0 at half-time, that would have been fantastic. So, if we look at that, we're not holding on to the ball at all. So, something needs to change in the way that we're playing. So, let's go more direct, slightly lower, and we'll play the ball out of defence. Hopefully, their pressing is not so bad that it will cause us a problem there. But the idea is that we're playing proper counter-attack football now. So, go out there and give the players their money, their fans their money worth. That's what we said at the start. It didn't work in terms of making them happy, but we came out of the blocks doing pretty well. So, João Pedro, Casemiro fouls him. I did wonder if that was going to be a card, but it isn't. João Pedro. Bowen, loads of space. Took a deflection. The keeper does well to tip it wide, but we are hanging on at the very start of this second half. But the fans behind the goal cheering us on. Sesko, I think it was, with the header. It usually is. So I think trying to hold on to the ball, draw him a little bit deeper, and then maybe hitting him with a fast ball over the top or something, just like that. We need a faster striker. Sesko was nowhere then. But Amad Diallo is injured. Xerxes was terrible in the last game he played. It could be a big call to put Obi on as a fast striker. Certainly if they score, something needs to change. So we're going to mark that Samu, just in the hope that we can quell some of these attacks. Bruno Fernandes with a free kick. Forces a good save from the keeper. We now have a corner. Sesko's on running out of time here. Been pretty unimpressed with how we've been doing with these corners. We need to work on the corners, I think. Here's another one. Another terrible corner as well. So tactics, we're going to see Sesko removed and Obi will come on in his place. It's a big call, but I really think that we've got to do it. Mazraoui can come on as well, as we try and sneak something from what has been a very cagey game. We started off very well, but Chelsea have very definitely come back into it and taken authority of the game without going ahead. But with a bit of pace in Obi, hopefully we can sneak a countered goal. Fernandes looks tired, but I'm not taking him off. Delict, Ugarte, they cannot win the ball, and Pedro's got through. He's going to score. No, Martinez heads it clear. That was a little bit of a scare. It doesn't look like the scares are all over yet. Here they come with a good chance. Lehman's picked it up. It is time to give ourselves a go. All or nothing, guys, or at least nearly all or nothing. Let's try and get that winner. Mazraoui. Ugarte. Oh, Ugarte, what was that? They've given them the ball back in a dangerous place when we were wanting to be the ones attacking. Enzo's going to finish it, and there you go. Oh, the frustration. We're going very attacking, but it was all came from Ugarte giving away a simple pass. We had a point, and trying to go for the free, I've blown it. Wow, that is frustrating. We're going to come away with 1 point from the 2 big games that we had in this month. It's a bit of a blow, a real blow to our sort of like progress that we were making. We'd hit the top 4, we were doing well, and all of a sudden, because of 1 goal in the 89th minute, it all looks like it's been wasted and we've had a bad month. How 1 goal could change, and they've given them a penalty now, but it's too late anyway. The game was over. So Lemon saved a penalty in midweek. Can he do the same again now? No, he can't. Chelsea win and they make it look comfortable now, but it wasn't comfortable. That is, I won't say it's an FM because they were a better team, but you know, everything's gone their way there. Ugarte's gifted them the first goal, and then finally a dodgy penalty in the 95th minute, leaving us with no chance to try and come back. And I am furious with that. That is a real disappointment. A disappointing end to what has been a good month. I thought until the 89th minute of that game, we were having a good month. There's been a couple of games where we've not done well, and the games get no easier because it's Liverpool next. So if we look at October, that will be our next stream. We've got 3 games to take place there: Liverpool, Burnley, and Leeds. Two of them are home games. But after what's happened, I think 7 points is the bare minimum we can hope for. In that, we need to get points on the board. We are sitting in 5th in the Premier League with 11 points, but we've played a game more than a lot of the teams below us, so we could find ourselves out of the top 7 very easily when all the other games are played. So that leaves us in a little bit of a difficult situation. I think what I might actually do is just scoot us along so that all the games have been played, and we can actually visibly see then what the situation is as we come to the end of September. I was fairly confident that after the Chelsea game, if we'd have got that point, we'd have been reasonably okay in where we are. 2 difficult games out of the way, 2 points out off those games. Obviously, Liverpool is going to be an absolute nightmare for us, and we may even have to try and work out a specific tactic for that. So let's look. We are out of the top 7. We are in 8th place. All the time we're in 8th place, we're going to be looking over our shoulders and just wondering if the board are getting a bit fed up of us. We need to be where Everton are in 4th place. And to be fair, that draw, we would have been there. And Chelsea would not have been as far ahead as what they currently are. So, oh man, that is just absolute nightmare. Absolute disaster. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today. I really appreciate those that have come and stuck their nose in and said hello and watched the stream. Really appreciate it. And if you're watching this after the event, you too, I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you for the next one when we take on October. Only a few games, will be a fairly short stream, but something to look forward to at least. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.